Good afternoon, good evening, everybody. We got an exciting day of earnings and news. We're going to talk about Tesla. Tesla just dropped their earnings, and they're awesome. If you don't like Tesla. Google also reported earnings, a much more profitable and overall better company than Tesla. Donald Trump makes a trade deal with Japan. We're going to dive into it. I don't really understand it that well, but we're going to dive into it. And then my favorite stock in the world, Chipotle. And I am an expert in Chipotle. Also dropped on earnings. So let's dive right into it. I'm so excited to see what's going on in the stunk market today. So first we got Tesla. Let's make sure we're sharing. We are sharing. We got Tesla's Q2 2025 earnings. And you want to guess? Do you want to guess how this company has done? Well, not too well. Profitability. 900 million of GAAP operating income. I think that's a decline. 1.2 billion of GAAP net income. So they're still profitable. They got operating cash flow of 2.5 billion and free cash flow of 100 million. So they almost had negative free cash flow because they're making a lot of investments in AI, my hot guy, okay? So they got a bunch of text and nonsense here. We don't need to read this. We need to look at the freaking numbers. So I apologize. The numbers are small, but I don't like how Tesla sets up their deck, but there's nothing I can do about it. So the number one most bullish thing for Tesla is automotive revenues. Do you want to guess how much they grew or fell? Automotive revenues, let's zoom in here, are down 16% year over year. Let me say that again. Automotive revenues are down 16% year over year. But even funnier, energy storage, energy generation, and storage revenue. So remember, energy was the future, bro. Energy storage, oh my God, 100% year over year growth. You don't understand Tesla, bro. Energy storage revenue is also down 7%. Okay, so it went from explosive growth to already dropping again. Wow, such great earnings. But now, of course, the new shill is going to be the 17% year-over-year growth. What could this be? Services and other revenue. What is that? FSD, all the morons paying for that. So total revenues are down 12%. Total gross profit, this is their profit on the top of the income statement. You take revenue minus cost of goods sold. The cost of the cars, capitalized cost of the cars, the cost of the energy storage, et cetera, blah, 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 blah. The gross profit has dropped by 15%, and the total GAAP gross margin has dropped by 71 basis points. So their total gross margin continues to contract. However, it is slightly better. It is slightly better than Q1 of 2025. It looks like Q1 2025 was just like an absolute disaster. That was the worst. Okay, everything was bad except for energy storage. Income from operations, so this is their profit before interest and taxes, is down 42% year over year. I'm not seeing the explosive growth here. Maybe I'm just a little special. Net income attributable to common stockholders, this is their profit on the accrual basis of accounting, is down 16% year over year. Earnings per share is 0.33 cents per share. So by buying one share of Tesla, which if you buy it now, it's $332. Every quarter, assuming no growth, which it's actually contracting, you get 33 cents a quarter. So you give me $330, and then I'll give you 33 cents over the next 4 quarters. Sounds like a really good deal, doesn't it? Let's see. Free cash flow down 89%. 89%. Operating cash flow. This is the cash flows from their core business, down 30%. There is not a single positive thing. Everything is negative year over year. But hey, they did do better than Q1 2025. I'll give them that. Okay. That's the only bright spot is quarter over quarter. They've done better. But year over year, pretty freaking awful. Wow. It's freaking hot in this room. So they're saying their total revenue decreased 12%. because of a decline in vehicle deliveries, lower regulatory credit revenue, reduced vehicle selling price, decline in energy storage revenue, which is the future, bro. And it was offset by growth in services and other. Okay, and then they talk about their operating profitability. Their profits are in the trash. Now, let's look at Model 3 and Y production. So Model 3 and Y production is up 3% year over year, and all other models is down 45% year over year. The Cybertruck was a total unmitigated disaster. It was a complete flop. And all the morons were so stoked about it. What a total piece of garbage. Excuse me. Model 3 and Y deliveries down 12% year over year. Other model deliveries down 52%. Woo! Oh, but look. Global vehicle inventory is up 33%. That's a positive number, so that must be good. Storage deployed up 2%. This is so bad. Okay, this is my favorite chart. My favorite chart. This is the market share of Tesla vehicles by region. What do you notice about the market share? Because Tesla needs to get their vehicles out there and they need to sell FSD, right? That's going to print tendies. What do you notice about the lines? They're all going down. And they don't have Europe on there. I don't know why they continue to not have Europe up there. But their market share is now going down in every single region, including in America. They're being eroded away. I wouldn't be surprised if it went back down to 1% at some point and the stock will just keep going up and up and up and up and up. Okay, so they talk about cumulative miles driven with FSD. They talk about energy storage. Wow, it's growing so fast, even though it's not. What is their outlook? Volume. It is difficult to measure the impacts of shifting global trade and fiscal policies on the automotive and energy supply chains. Oh, what's happening to your tax credits next year, Tesla? While we are making prudent investments that will set up our vehicle and energy businesses for growth, the actual results will depend on a variety of factors. So they don't freaking know. Okay, they talk about cash. I think they have plenty of cash. Profit. They're trying to improve cost in manufacturing. That's not going to help. And product. Did they get rid of the 50% projections? They finally got rid of it. They finally got rid of the COPE projections. Something's growing at 50%, bro. Our focus remains on prudently growing our vehicle volumes in a CapEx efficient manner by using our existing vehicle production capacity before building new lines. Plans for new vehicles that will launch in 2025 remain on track. What new vehicles? The Cyber Dump, including initial production of a more affordable model 1H25. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to print tendies. Our purpose-built, by the smaller the car is usually the less gross margin they produce. Ask Ford. Our purpose-built robotaxi Cybercab will continue to pursue a revolutionary unboxed manufacturing strategy and is scheduled for volume production starting in 2026. I think Elon released a map of where the Cybercabs would drive around in Austin, and it was in the shape of a dong. He's such a child clown. Oh, we got some pictures here. Let's look at the ecosystem. Okay, we have two trucks. How many of these have they sold? Literally two? This is probably all the trucks they've sold. They got Optimus bots randomly working outside. AI compute so you can make stupid pictures on X. Industrial batteries, solar, home batteries. Okay, we have the Cyber Bus. The Cyber Trunk, which is just sitting there derelict because nobody's driving it. And they have a charging. And look at this. Look at this. Optimus Slime is pushing these people's child. Your child is going to freak out. What is this? Your child is going to want to see their mom's or dad's face. And it's going to be Optimus Slime. Really? Oh, look at the pretty pictures. Look at the two dweebs. Oh, Tesla Diner. I forgot about that. Tesla Diner. Oh, bullish, bro. Here it is. This is the future of Tesla, bros. With actual employees, not Optimus slimes. We got some hotties here. Let's see. Well, I guess I'd have to go with this one on the left. She looks a little bit old. Okay. Wow, look at all the pretty pictures. So we got the metrics here. So vehicle deliveries flat, free cash flow collapsing, operating cash flow collapsing, net income collapsing. Let's see, deliveries flat, everything's collapsing. All right, here's the financial statements. We're not going to dive too much into these. A couple things I noticed. So research and development, they are piling a lot more money into research and development. You can see it's exploding over time. So maybe that'll pay off. If we go on the statement of cash flows. Oh, here's another thing I noticed. Where is it at? Property, plant, and equipment. So they're definitely making a lot of CapEx. So their most recent property, plant, and equipment balance is $38 billion. I think this is in million. $38 billion. So they've been growing their CapEx. But if you go look at their depreciation, it's actually gone down, which is a little weird. But I guess it's just a lot of work in process. And then here we have the statement of cash flow. So out of their profit of $1.19 billion, 284 was from Bitcoin. Yes, Bitcoin fluctuating. That's roughly what, 15, 20% of their profit came from clown coin, worthless garbage. Wow. And then we have depreciation. So look at the trend in depreciation. So depreciation is basically flatlined and is going down, but they're also massively increasing their capital expenditures, which, like I said, is kind of odd, but maybe it's just a lot of work in process, which means you're not depreciating it. I don't know, but that seems a little bit weird that your capital assets are going up and your depreciation's going down. But who am I to question Clownalon Scumrat? Okay. Let's look at this trend in net cash provided by operating activities. So they were printing cash. This is this line right here. Let's see if I can highlight it. They were printing cash in 2021, 2022, and then you see it go down and down and down and down and down and down. Then you see their free cash flow printing, and then you see this massive drop off. All the way down to 146 million in Q2. There's nothing good about these earnings. But bro, it's about the future, brah. All right, let's do audio check. All right, any complaints about audio? No. Okay. All right, so let's look at the stock. It's down 1.95%. Wow, catastrophic earnings. So Tesla, once again, is a total steaming pile of garbage. All right, next we have Google Mcdougal. Let's go look at Googly. Google Mcdougal. Up 1.88% in the aftermarket. So what did Google Mcdougal do? Revenues are up 14% year over year. Cost of revenue is only up 10%. R&D is up 16%. Total costs and expenses are up 14%. So revenue grew at the same rate as costs and expenses. They had some kind of massive other income adjustment. I wonder what that is. I have no clue what that is. So on it with these earnings, I would focus more on their income from operations. So their income from operations grew 14%. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So Tesla collapses, stock goes down 1%. Google explodes profits 14%, operating profits, and it goes up a little bit. I think there's a double standard here. I wonder what this other income expense is for Google Mcdougal, because there was a massive increase in that, but that seems like a one-time, one-off thing. Diluted earnings per share up 22%. That's pretty crazy. That's pretty good growth. Okay, Googly McDougal's doing pretty good. So everything's positive. Let's see. What's going on here? What grew the most? All right, so Google search and other revenues grew 12%. YouTube ads grew 13%. I wish mine grew 13%. Google Network down negative 1%. And then subscriptions, platforms, and devices up 20%. Okay. Operating margin stays the same, even though operating income grew. Google Cloud and operating income. Google Cloud revenue is up 32%. Wow. And Google Cloud operating margin is now 20%. Wow. So their total operating income more than doubled year over year. And the margin is now at 20%. So they're massively expanding Google Cloud. I mean, it seems like it's really good. I don't see anything like bad. Capital expenditures. Woo, they are making huge investments. Look at this. In the second quarter of 2025, they invested $22 billion, $22.5 billion in capital expenditures. AI. They are definitely ramping up investment. Let's see. So free cash flow is down 61%, but that's because they're making investments. Okay. What's bad? I don't know. Do they wonder what their guidance is, bro? So Google's earnings were rock solid. I mean, this is 2% of my portfolio. Oh, by the way, I'm a genius, bruh. All right, next we got the trade deal with Japan. So Japan is going ballistic. Hold on a minute. Sit down. I know we're gonna look at international stocks. I'm so sorry. What's Japan? Is that in Europe? Is that next to Afghanistan? I don't know where Japan is. So this is the iShares MCSI Japan ETF, EWJ. So I saw VXUS was vertical lining. That's total international. And I'm like, what's going on here? And then I saw there was a deal with Japan between the US and Japan. And so I looked at the Japan ETF and holy freaking crap. So Japan is up almost 5% today. Let's look at VXUS. This is total international. Almost up 2% today. Year to date, international is up 20.6%. That's a pretty good year. Bro, but Tesla went up more, bro. Shut up. And that with dividends is probably 21% return. Let's go compare that to the US. Oh, I wonder if the US has kept pace. Oh, 7.8%. That's cute, US stocks. And then we'll look at VT. What's it up year to date? 12.4%. Daddy's the king. Daddy's the king. Anyway, all right, let's talk about the deal. The deal. This is Donald Trump. We have completed a massive deal with Japan. Perhaps the largest deal ever made. Japan will invest at my direction $550 billion into the United States, which will receive 90% of the profits. Now, I don't understand how that's going to work. So Japan's like, oh, yeah, we're going to give you $550 billion, but you're going to keep 90% of the profits. I feel like there's more to the story here, okay? Because that seems like a horrible deal for Japan. But maybe Trump's a genius. Or maybe Japan just said they were going to invest that. You know, a lot of these companies are claiming they're going to invest, but they might not actually do that, or they may have already planned to do that to begin with. This deal will create hundreds of thousands of jobs. There have never been anything like it. Perhaps, and it's funny, Japan's stock market went up, right? Way more than the U.S. stock market. Perhaps more importantly, Japan will open their country to trade, including cars and trucks. They don't want our crappy trucks. Rice. Oh, yeah, Japan needs rice. Japan will pay reciprocal tariffs to the United States of 15%. This is a very exciting time for the U.S., and especially for the fact that we will continue to always have a great relationship with the country of Japan. Well, yes, because they're basically our protectorate, okay? Let's see. So, yeah, the deal is they pay us tariffs 15%, or you pay it indirectly. and they are somehow investing a ton, almost more than $500 billion, but giving up 90% of the profits. I don't quite understand that. All right, let's see. And then he's shilling Japan a little bit more. Remember, Japan is, for the first time ever, opening its market to the USA. Yeah, Japan is, I guess, nothing American's ever sold in Japan. Even to cars, SUVs, and trucks. I'm going to have my F-350 driving down Tokyo. I'm going to eat an American-made rice in the truck. And everything else, even agriculture and rice, which has always been a complete... You don't want... look, if you're an international person, you don't want American food. There's a reason we're called Amerifats. The food here is awful. It's just pumped full of filth. Do not know. Don't let us fatten you up, please. You guys are very thin and healthy in Japan. The open market Japan may be as big of a profit factor as the tariffs themselves, but was only got because of the tariff power. And then, so he talks about the U.S. selling autos and stuff. Actually, let's go look at GM and Ford. Is GM vertical lining on this amazing news? Oh, it is. Okay. It's up 8.6%. Let's look at Ford. Ford up 1.7%. Or I guess, I don't know, maybe is GM up because of this? Wow. And then it says tariffs cloud GM's outlook 2 hours ago. I'm not sure why the stock is up, but it could have been a reaction. Yeah, automaker stocks rally on U.S.-Japan trade breakthrough. Well, at least GM did. Of course, Tesla. Did Tesla rally in the morning? What happened with Tesla today? Not really that much. But hey, it's up. It's up, bro. Okay, it's down a little bit. Oh my God, it's down 2% off a complete disaster earnings. Okay. They also agreed to buy billions of dollars worth of military and other equipment. Yeah, they're growing their military and give us 90% of $550. Okay, that. No, there's something more going on there. Okay, that's a complete grift. If they invest, would you invest in anything that was going to take 90% of your profits? Nobody in their right mind would do that. Okay, there's some kind of caveat there. Or maybe he's just a brilliant negotiator. All right, so that's the Japan deal. So Japan went freaking nuts, and that's very awesome. But, it was such a great deal for American companies, but Japanese stocks went up massively. Chipotle. This is my baby. It's down almost 10% today. Let's have a moment of silence for Chipotle. And as a regular daily Chipotle eater, I'm even indoctrinating my children into Chipotle. I take my 2 kids, I get them kids' meals, and I get myself a big fat burrito, and it's $21. Not a bad deal. It's cheaper than McLard's. And it's actually it's not the healthiest, but it's better than McDonald's. All right, so Chipotle's down almost 10% to $47.64. What happened? What happened, Chipotle? Bah. All right. Total revenue increased 3%. That's kind of weak. Comparable restaurant sales decreased 4%. I guess that's restaurants that were already in existence. Their sales are dropping. What's going on? I wonder if the tariffs are having their bite. Operating margin dropped by about 1.5% to 18.2%. Restaurant level operating margin was 27%, down about 1.5 point. Wow. I mean, I feel like I'm getting a good deal, but maybe they're grifting me. I don't know. I think what happens is they make all their money from drinks and the stupid add-ons like guac. I go in there and I get a burrito with no add-ons. I get rice, black beans, chicken, lettuce, tomatoes, hot sauce, sour cream, cheese. I think I said lettuce. And it's a big, huge burrito. And it actually fills me up. And I'm a big boy. I pay $10.16. Yeah, for the amount of calories I'm getting and like the more fresh, the freshness of the food, I think I'm getting a pretty good deal for what I'm paying. If I ate in the office, it'd probably cost me $6 to eat crappier food. So I'd rather pay the $4 differential or something like that. But somehow they're making 27% margins. People are probably, I want guac and chips and a drink. Skip all that. Get a water cup and just have a regular burrito. Chicken burrito. The steak burrito is 12 something. Adjusted diluted EPS was 33 cents, a 2.9% decrease. So earnings is dropping. Same store or comparable restaurant sales are dropping. Margins are contracting. Let's see. The increase in total revenue was driven by new restaurant openings. Comparable restaurant sales decreased 4% due to lower transactions of almost 5% drop in transactions, offset by a 0.9% increase in the average check. Digital sales represented 35.5% of total food and beverage. Oh, by the way, I made a mobile order today, and I show up expecting my burrito to be made. And guess what? We didn't get your order. But they still made me the burrito for free because I definitely paid for it. But usually they're pretty good. So I was like, can I speak to your manager? During the second quarter, we opened 61 company-owned restaurants, of which 47 have a Chipotle. I like going in there. I like the vibe, you know. I like to order them to make my burrito. It's awesome. Makes me feel powerful. But apparently they're adding Chipotlanes. I don't think mine has that. Maybe I'm just missing it. Food, beverage, and packaging costs were 28% of it. I want to see what the profit is. Oh, look at this. Hold on a second. Labor costs were 24.7% of revenue, an increase from 24.1%. So they're getting labor costs are going up a little bit, but food and beverage costs are going down. So they're paying people more. Let's see. For 2025, management is anticipating the following. About flat full year comparable restaurant sales. So sales are flat. I'm disheartened by this. This is my baby. 315 to 345 new company-owned restaurant openings with order 80% having a Chipotle. Why don't they go to the McDonald's route and like franchise? I mean, McDonald's is like printing tendies. I want to see what the revenue breakdown is between. I wish I could do a more disaggregated revenue breakdown. Like I want to see how much they make from burritos and their profit from the chips and the drinks. Okay, so their delivery service revenue actually dropped. Like their delivery is poop. All their profit, obviously, or revenue comes from food and beverage. Yeah, so for their expenses, the only expenses that dropped were food, beverage, and packaging as a percentage of revenue. Everything else went up. Labor went up a little bit, occupancy, that's rent, and then other operating costs. Oh! Income from operations. So their income from operations dropped. Yeah, their profits went down. Their earnings per share went down. Are they buying back stock? Yes, they are. What's this? All right, this is their balance sheet. Provision for credit losses. What the heck is this? I don't know what that is. Okay. But it's a subtraction. Oh, they actually reduced it. So this is the statement of cash flows. You add back non-cash expenses and you subtract non-cash like revenues or gains. So I guess their provision for credit losses actually went down. That's actually a good thing. Let's see. Let's see what they're doing with their Okay, they spent almost $1 billion buying back stock in the last 6 months. Interesting. Yeah, they should like franchise. Licensed restaurants opened. They have 5 total licensed restaurants at the end of the period. So they have 3,839 company-owned restaurants, and they have 5 licensed restaurants. They should probably flip-flop that. Interesting stuff. So that's the news for today. Tesla's earnings were, once again, a disaster. Literally, you can't even think of one single bright spot for Tesla. Even energy storage, bro, is down 7% year over year. Even quarter over quarter, it's like barely up. At least auto revenue went up quarter over quarter. Google had great earnings. I don't see any issues here. We got a trade deal with Japan. Japanese stocks went freaking nuts. VT is a giga chad. And Chipotle is kind of having a little bit of issues, but I wouldn't give up on my baby yet. All right, let's do some comments. What up? What's up? What's up, pay pigs? What's up, dog? If you want me to answer your comments, you better join the membership and give me $4.99 a month. Don't hate. Appreciate. Today was a good day for stocks, bro. I mean, God, I am printing tendies. Where's VT at? Up 1.15%. VT is sitting at $132.05. I am in awe. Wow, I am rich, bro. They're only profitable on paper because of the new Bitcoin account. That was part of it. That wasn't some of their profit. About 15-20% of their profit came from Bitcoin. Random question, Strongman. Will you become a tax strategist at some point, or are you just trying to stay as a CPA? I hear the former is more lucrative than the... Well, tax strategy is just tax planning. I mean, I do tax planning for people. I'm actually going to do that as an add-on service next year. Basically, tax planning is we're going to guess what your income is going to be for the next tax year to make sure you're withholding the correct amount and paying the corrected estimated tax payments if you need to do that. So that should be an included service. So I think when I charge for taxes next year, I'm going to say, hey, for an extra $50 or $100, probably $100, I can do your tax planning to make sure you're paying the proper estimated payments or having the proper withholdings come out of your check so that you don't really owe that much, but you don't really pay that much either. I think most people could benefit from tax planning, even like regular W-2 people, because what they'll do is they'll under withhold throughout the year or they're over withhold. And they'll either have a tax bill at the end of the year or they'll get a huge refund. Why would you want to, if you can plan it out, why don't you mitigate the size of the refund? That's what I try. It's harder for me because I'm on W-2, but I also have a business. And it's hard to guess what my profits are going to be because it's all over the freaking place with my business. But if you just have a W-2, a couple W-2s and maybe some stocks and dividends, you can actually nail down pretty closely what you're going to owe. And then you can adjust your withholdings throughout the year so that you neither owe nor get a huge refund. So I think it's worth it because people freak out when they owe money. What? Oh my God, I owe money. It's your fault, Chris. Now, most of my clients are pretty good. They're pretty good. And you could be one too. Tax season's right around the corner. Get ready. I'm going to be shilling it like you've never seen shilling before. Oh, you're going to be tired of hearing about my tax prep. You're going to hate it. You're like, never talk about taxes again, dong. SRFM. I have no idea what that is. You know what? I'll look it up. SFRM. SFRM. What's that? I don't know what that is. Good thing I didn't gamble with calls, but Tesla going to moon tomorrow because I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised at all. Optimus will bring you your food in a year, bro. Oh, yeah. See, the Tesla diner has human employees. I thought Optimus was ready, bro. I thought Optimus was the future, bro. I thought Optimus was going to replace all labor in 5 seconds, bro. I guess I was mistaken. So stupid. Dude, it's so bad. Tesla is such a clown show. I love Tesla's earn. I love covering Tesla. It's so much fun. There is no stock more divorced from reality. What's the beef with Gil? I noticed crap brewing in some other clips. Oh, Gil's always whining at me. It's okay. I'm used to it. Stains. Look at those yellow teeth. Look at them. Yeah. All right. Some clown after this disaster earning report actually came on to make a case for a 20% up. Dude, it is going to go up 20%. It's going to go up 20%. What are we going to do about it? Nothing. There's nothing we can do. We're cooked. We're cooked. Robotaxi is going to take over your Uber part-time. Okay, these are such true statements here. I do Uber part-time. Totally, bro. And because I drive to Chipotle, that means I'm an Uber driver. Okay. And then Robotaxi is totally going to take over everything, bro. What other nonsense? Give me more super chats. Give me money. The Jetsons, bro. I love the Optimus pushing the baby. Like your child's like, babies, they crave, like human touch. And, it's good to like have touch and be around your child so they can like, they're very touchy. They need lots of love and hugs, okay? And you got Optimus Slime watching your kid. Your kid's going to grow up damaged on CNBC. Oh, God. I should be a moron that I can go on CNBC. Yeah, Google killed. Yeah, it was good earnings. Microsoft is next. Copilot is now a major contender, and they're poaching talent from other companies. Uh-oh. When is Microsoft? Let's go look at the earnings calendar. I'm yearning for those earnings. I've never had such a powerful yearning in my life. If it actually comes up. Hello? See, I move right next to my router. It's right below me. The router signals are shooting up my bunghole right now. Oh. And it's still kind of slow. All right, so what's the earnings for tomorrow? Let's share our screen here. Look at the earnings for tomorrow. Honeywell, Total Energy, Union Pacific, Blackstone, Intel. I'm definitely covering that. I've sorted it by market cap. So let me pull this 100. Okay. So we got Inkwell. We got what else is popular with you clowns? Tractor Supply, Vodafone, Nokia. Isn't that a popular clown stock? Let's see. TransUnion. I bet that's popular with Democrats. Pool Corporation. Yeah, it's kind of a boring day tomorrow. Boring. See if there's anything that I recognize on here. Most of these companies I've never heard of in my freaking life. Okay, so that's the earnings tomorrow. So basically, Inkwell, Nokia, and that's basically the only thing I really care about seeing. And then Friday is even lamer. Let's see. Booz Allen. I could probably get a job there if I wanted. Oh, yeah, I'm a veteran and I have a secret clearance. Okay, so Friday's boring. What the heck's on Saturday? What's next week? Okay, next week we got some excitement. Visa, Procter & Gamble, United Health. Oh, United. Oh, yeah, Tuesday's going to be a good one next week. But, of course, I'll be on military travel. Yo, yeah, Tuesday's a big one. Spotify, Starbucks. PayPal. PayPal Masisto. Yeah, Tuesday's going to be a big day. Oh, SoFi. Man, this day is packed. I mean, if my hotel has good internet, maybe I'll do a live stream, but Somehow I doubt that. Wednesday, we got Microsoft, like my dong, Microsoft Meta, Qualcomm, ARM, Altria, Hood. Yeah, there's some excitement next week. Thursday, we got Crapple, Amazon. I'm going to be busy with these. Of course, I'm on freaking travel during this. I'll try to do streams, but if the internet's garbage, maybe I'll just upload a video. I don't freaking know. Berkshire Hathaway's next Friday. ExxonMobil, Chevron. Wow. Interesting week. All right. Any more comments? Big Daddy. Oh, I got 2 super chats. I didn't realize that. Sorry. Put some guac in that thing. Oh, look at that armpit sweat. Look at that. How am I sweating in my own home? It's supposed to be 68 degrees. I'm sweating like a pig. You should be sweating more, pay pig. That's right. You like that. You like paying me. That's right, boy. Feels so good when I take your money. Yeah. Does it feel good? Put some guac on that thing. Guac's a ripoff. It's a freaking ripoff. All right, let's see. There's a couple more member comments. I'm only answering member comments. You want me to answer your freaking comments? You're going to pay me, broke clowns. That wasn't my point. He's talking to somebody else. Japan's stock market is perma flat. Jiggly Epsis, my step. Are you stepsis? But who are you? There's stepsis, my Epsis, and then there's Jiggly Epsis, my stepsis. Is this 2 separate people? I'm confused. You keep changing your names. They have market penetration because most small run Microsoft. They have Microsoft is great software. Obviously, Excel is my jam. I'm jamming to Excel, brah. I'm pretty good with Excel. I'm getting real good at Excel. I should be. I'm an accountant. Hey guys, I'm an accountant. Wow, yeah, wow. In order to agree to this deal, Japan's economy must be far worse than most people expect. Treasury yields are rising to record highs. Yeah, something freaky is going on in Japan. It's the Japanese 30-year. Japanese better than you. I'm Japanese. 30-year yield. Why is this so slow? I pay big money for this. That's why I'm poor, because I pay for internet that doesn't work. Okay, so the Japanese 30-year is hovering at 3.13%. It's less than U.S., bro, but for Japan, that's pretty high. Oh, my Lord. Look at this graph. Let's look at this graph, people. Let's look at this graph. Let me close your comment here, dog. Look at this graph. So in 2019, a 30-year Japanese bond was yielding roughly 0.33%. Talk about a grift. And now it's trading at 3.1. Look at that. That's more vertical than U.S. stocks, bro. That's crazy. Wow. What's going on here? Let's go to all time. Okay, so yields collapsed in 2016. And then they've basically stayed super low. And then right around 2021, late 2021, they started to go back up. That's crazy. Wow. Interdosting. Very interdot. What does that mean? I have no idea. bro, carry trade, bro. And Copilot will be a approved feature to use for business in whatever sector you're in. I'm in local government, and we have Copilot. I can freely use it for work. I don't use Copilot. Microsoft is at $500, so that's a no. Let my funding groups buy it, but not for individual shares. Yeah, I would never buy Microsoft individually. It's like one of the top holdings of VT. I think it is the top holding of VT. Amerifats and Amerilards. Look, you need to be a member or not answering your stupid comments. We the people demand to see the VT versus Lafufu small cap competition results. Okay, you know what? I'm going to do a members only video. I'm going to do it tomorrow. And we're going to cover VT versus Lafufu. Earnings started really negative. I see Wall Street bets strong on you. And yeah, next week's going to be interesting. Chipotle will go up maybe in the short term because Ozzy love burritos and folks will buy them out of. Is that your bull thesis? Avocados are, they're really not. I mean, at Chipotle, the guac's expensive, but avocados really don't cost that much. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know who that is. We all hate VT in our souls, so we are all related. Oh, brutal. Sperm is gnarly. It was up past week, and it's down. What is that? $10 is cheap for a burrito. I buy something similar in Eastern Europe for $6. Oh, it's Stepsis's Eastern European twin. It's the average price here for a burrito. Oh, that's pretty cheap. I mean, that's European, obviously, but 10 is cheap. That's pretty freaking cheap, that big fat burrito. I just don't get a drink. First day t-shirt. I don't eat out anymore. Spent $50 this morning on groceries, and I'm set for at least 2 weeks. All good crap that includes avocado. What are you eating for $50? VT is crushing it. I've had a good year. Daddy's had a good year. Daddy's very happy. Palantir owns a lot. Oh, Palantir owns it. Buy it. Got Dan in the house. Northrop near all-time highs. It was a great day. Northrop Grumman. Northrop Grumman. Knock rhymes with cock. Oh, wow. Yeah. Year to date, it's up 21%. It's beating VT. Dang it. If you love Chipotle so much, why not open a Roth IRA and buy a small stake in the stock alone instead of VT? Chipotle, good. I don't love Chipotle that much. If I was going to buy any stock, it'd be Walmart. That's the only individual stock that I would actually buy at this point in my life. Next week will be popping. Yes, it will. Yes, we will do it tomorrow. Tonight I have to go and meet a friend for drinks, and it's a man. So, a man. Anyway, thank you for tuning in. I really like doing these. These are actually a lot of fun. When I'm an unemployed broke loser with no job, I'm going to be doing every morning and every market close. We're doing a stream, and I'm going to print some tendies. All right. Have a wonderful, delicious day.